truce will expire. With these guys. Okay. Yeah, I explained these missions already, so let's poke our noses in here. Okay, now we have war exhaustion, so we can take a look at what happens with it. Okay, if we were doing any diplomatic annexations or integrations of vassals, this would suffer greatly from having war exhaustion. Our revolt risk goes up by quite a bit, whole nationwide. Morale of armies and navies goes down. Manpower recovery speed goes down. Shipbuilding time and unit recruitment goes down huge amounts. Especially like considering we only have 2 points of a 20-point maximum. Our forts defense is a lot less, and the cost for creating cores on any provinces that we take is higher. And it costs 75 diplo points to push this one down by 2 points. So it's expensive, and this will keep on going up by 0.11 points each month, I think. Yeah, monthly development. Sheesh. So you are really screwing me over here, Denmark and Sweden. This problematic relations, lose papal influence, and Pskov hates us. Or lose insane amounts of money and get some army tradition. I get no choice. I can't lose that amount of money. I'm already going to go broke after this province falls. Okay, and these are revolts that are right now possible. Waldesian heretics might plop in Riga. What they want is acceptance for Waldesian. We would lose a lot of prestige, and Catholicism would gain reform desire. And after reform desire hits 100 points, I think that's when Protestant and reformed religion starts appearing just all around, randomly in provinces all over the Europe. Mostly, I think, in German region and Scandinavia, but it can appear in France, Castile, England, Austria-Hungary, just all over the damn place. Okay. What else? Old Prussian patriots in Kurland. So, over here. Here's the chance that they actually pop up. There's a random number of them from anywhere from 1,000 to 20,000 dudes, depending on the wealth of the province and this revolt risk chance, I think, both. And if these old Prussian patriots pop up, and they won't win this Swedish army, but let's think, like, imagine if this wasn't there and it wasn't sieged. If they pop up and manage to siege this province for themselves and keep it for X amount of time, I don't know how long that is, but it's long, then there is nothing we can do except allow them to defect to Lithuania. So Kurland would then become a Lithuanian province. Yep. Oh, overextension. This is also something for each province that you hold that isn't your core province. You get overextension, and it's dependent on how the base tax value of the province, I think, among other things, maybe. But if you hit 100% overextension, you start having horrible events. And even before that, you get nasty stuff like national revolt risk, your cost of increasing stability goes up, trade power from provinces outside from your own goes up, mercenaries cost more, your diplo reputation is worse. You get less papal influence a year, and trying to improve relations is crappy. So yeah, then try to get rid of your overextension as soon as possible. Then we have religion tab. Here we can see we are Catholic, and the tolerance indicator here means that how well we handle different religions. So each province of ours that is Catholic, we get 6% lower revolt risk for whatever reason. Whatever might increase the revolt chance, it goes down by 6 points because of how happy we are with that province being Catholic. Now, if it was Orthodox, we would get -5 points, and really weirdly, well, not really, because we are a theocracy, so naturally we hate the heretics more than the heathens, but like Sunni, Shiite, Buddhist, Hindu, Confucian, Shinto, Animist, and Shamanist. Whatever these provinces, of all those provinces listed, those only get -3. But yeah, they'd revolt still pretty damn easily. Oh hey, and the Danes just plopped units in Özel, so yeah, they are going to now take the war score, so this is going to bump quite a lot, so we'll lose that 9.6 and they'll start getting rather huge amounts of war score. And I believe they'll probably peace out Hansa at some point, because they're probably, yeah, they've already captured most of Hansa lands over there, so, and probably beaten them in a few battles. No, I have 7 dudes, they have 3, why am I not getting rid of them? First of all, I'd need to fund my troops for a month or 2 at least, for them to... Okay. Whoa. Burgundy just lost a king, so they are in a horrible state. Yeah, they have Regency Council with -1 at everything. Yeesh. But yeah, I'd have to wait a couple of months for them to regain max morale, because I guarantee it that Danish troops have their max morale. So even if I outnumber them over 2 to 1, I would lose unless my morale would be comparable to theirs. So I'd first have to wait for a couple of months and eat a lot of ducats lost, and as soon as I land here, this is I could move, even though these are islands. That tiny red dotted line means that I can move from this province to this. However, this is considered a hazardous crossing. Gee, I wonder why. I'd have to use just like tiny fishing boats or transports or whatever to ferry my dudes over here, and that would give me a penalty for the battle. So from word go, these guys would have the advantage being the defenders. Also, I happen to know that at least Swedish troops get bonuses from their national IDs like really early on. So they have better troops than I do. They don't have better tech, not of yet, but they do have better troops than I do. The Swedes do, I'm assuming the Danes do as well. But even if the Danes didn't, even if I managed to move here and beat this army, 21,000 facing my 7, which even if I manage to beat them down, they will be hurt. Their morale will be really, really crummy. So, yeah, even if I manage to drive them out of Özel, all I'm going to do is buy just a tiny bit more time, which will end in the same result, which is that I cannot beat them in this war. I can only gain more war exhaustion and have my revolt risk jump to horrible levels because of it. Because of if you lose units, your war exhaustion goes down, or manpower. And yeah, This is just all kinds of messed up. I'm just really hoping that the Danes and Norwegians, Swedes, Holstein, all this crud just goes away. They demand a province, fine, just let me piece you out and just go away and allow me to try and get some decent allies that I can try to beat you nose bloody with. Phew. I'm actually going to, because is this personal union still going? Yeah, personal union under Poland. I'm going to stop kissing the Teutons, and I'll try to get Poland as my ally. Since, okay, this war that we are currently in, this is just lost. This is a lost cause. I'll actually put the timer up as well, because we've been going for ages at the slowest possible speed. But I'd love to have an ally that has at least somewhat, that is somewhat powerful enough to rival Denmark and Sweden and whoever, maybe Novgorod if they declare on me for Narva or something. And Poland kind of is that, especially with the personal union. So they are landlocked, they only have land troops. So if there is an unbroken line between us and them, they can just ferry troops like over here in our defense if they feel like it. So if we were to get them as allies, they and they felt like declaring or joining the war on our side, should Denmark or Sweden or some other douchebag just decide that we are ripe for the taking, and they could tip the scales in our way quite easily. And also they are far enough away that we don't really need to be all that worried. I mean, the only one that they could declare on that would make our life miserable is the Teutons. Anyone else, yeah, if they declare on Pomerania, sure, it's 3 provinces right over here. They can bring a couple of ships over here and go like shouting at us from the coastlines, but that's pretty much it. They can declare on anyone from the Holy Roman Empire and make a huge snowball of alliances fall on their face, but still they are far away, and they are between us and anyone they might piss off. So there's really kind of no downside to having an alliance with them. And if they manage to get into war with Novgorod or maybe Muscovy, that's like these big Russian behemoths over here, they could at any point consider us easy pickings anyway. So it's not like we're actually losing pretty much anything by allying with them right at this moment. So here we go. We can improve our first tech. I wonder if I actually should. Oh, we get neighbor bonus of -5 for that, as well as our admin and military. Interesting. Which one of our neighbors has actually bumped these techs up? Anyone? No. None of our neighbors have actually done that. This is weird. I have no idea why that is, that we get a neighbor bonus for that diplomatic. Hey, Riga finished coring, so now it's considered our nation. Okay. And they are coming stomp our face. Yeah, and they are going to get at us on 6th of November, and we put escape on 8th. And they did manage to grab Ozel, so Right, fine, whatever. Just stand over there and take it to the chin like a man. Our morale is hideous to begin with, and they actually just destroyed all of our troops. And they just don't want to peace out. They could, at this point, demand anything. Oh, there we go. Peace offer. What do they want? Azal, and we annul treaties with the Hansa and pay 20 ducats. Sorry about that. This is good. I am more than willing to give them the province that they try to claim anyway. Paying 20 ducats kind of painful, but right now, do I have a choice? No. There we go. War is over. They now hold Azal, and we can get on with our lives. That was horrible. Let's see how our economy is doing. We just had to take a loan for no real reason, just because the game decided that we need a loan right now. Oh, we don't have the money to get the units, and these motherless just killed my army that could have easily gotten rid of these Kurland rebels. So I am just going to have to lose taxes in that province and lose prestige, because I don't have the units to deal with that situation, and I can't even start recruiting them for ages and ages. No, reason why I'm debating not taking this, if we take the administrative first, like wait until we can take the 4th level in administrative technology, that opens up the idea groups for us. And we might want to take something from here, such as the trade ideas, to help us with our economy slightly. And to be quite honest, I don't really see myself having enough income to create a grand fleet anytime soon. So getting a Diplotech up is kind of secondary to whatever these ideas might provide us with. So yeah, I think I'm going to do exactly that. It's just going to be a couple more months until we can get our admin tech up to 4, and then we can have our first Diplo idea group. I also really want to get to this, because this Holy Order kind of counters somewhat the nasty bonus that the Swedes get from just being Swedish. Vatican infiltration, papal influence. Oh no, we want the prestige because our prestige sucks. Okay, things are kind of peaceful right now, so let's push it up to speed 4 actually, and just let time tick by for a bit. I'm trying to save up enough money to actually rebuild my army, so that if and when these revolts start popping up in our faces, because the war exhaustion got to ridiculous numbers. Yeah, and it's going to take ages for it to actually wear off. Eesh, it's so nasty. But yeah, I'm just going to wait because I want to also repay the loan and buy back my 7 units. Didn't lose our leader, General H. Vinke. That is okay, I think. Not great, but okay. On the positive side, we have almost no expenses whatsoever, because we don't have any units that we need paying. So army maintenance 0, fleet maintenance 0.01 ducats. That's kind of crappy that we had to take that loan. I would have just preferred to wait that 1 month and not taken it. Not that that interest is horrible, but it's irritating nonetheless. Okay, and now we can get the national ideas. Ding, and here we go. Let's open up the trade ideas for us. I think that is the best option for us. We don't want to go exploring, so we're not in a position to do that. Diplomatic situation, I don't really see great benefit in this, as we are not going to be really in a lot of wars that we start anytime soon, at least. No real chance of creating Grand Fleet because our income doesn't allow it, and expansion, meh. So yeah, we should be trying to create a Grand Trade Republic, so let's do that, even though we are a theocracy instead of a trade republic. So trade power goes up by 10%. And here we go, 2 more ideas and we get discipline as well. Global trade power. So that should bump up our income like tiny smidge through our merchants being more effective here and here. So, just click away from the screen. Yep, that's like 0.2 ducats a month from getting that 1 idea point. And the next one would give us additional merchant that we can send to another trade node, such as, for example, Krakow. Yeah, why not? No one is pushing trade towards here, and there are far fewer merchants over there working right now than I expect. So I think that would mean that our merchant kind of gets bonuses to his actions. So yeah, definitely want to go Krakow with our next merchant, and it shouldn't take ages and ages to get to that point. After that, trade range, so we could send our traders further. Oh, revolt. Fantastic. What is that? Waldesian heretics. We accept their demands, we lose 30 prestige, Catholicism gains 2 points of reform desire. Oh right, if we accept to their demands, we lose 50 and 1 desire. If we just let them win, we lose 30 prestige and Catholicism gains 2 points of reform desire. And if they win the siege, local revolt risk goes up, Dex modifier goes down, and manpower modifier goes down. So that is really, really crappy. Right. Things being as they are, I think we just have to bite the bullet and start recruiting dudes. Those 4 won't probably be enough to get rid of these guys, especially not if we're not funding them. But we need to start recruiting now if we have any hope of actually getting to them before the siege finishes and they just flat out win and make this province not profitable for an not insignificant amount of time. I'm just going to go flat out infantry. I like infantry. It is useful, it is cheap, it is decent both on the defense and on offense. You should always have some cav if you can for flanking, because yeah, flanking is good. Okay, so we maxed out our relations, and yeah, they are hostile towards us. Yay! Oop-dee-doo. Yeah, and we are still really pissy at the Teutons. The Huns are like us, and I think we might still be... No, they forced our alliance away in that war, right? Denmark has us as an enemy, so let's actually plonk them as an enemy as well. Who are... No one has Denmark as an enemy. Sweden, why don't you want to break this personal union with Denmark? You are much bigger than them. You could be the dominant force here. Yeah, you are enemies with Novgorod. I'm really glad that Novgorod doesn't see us as a rival. But I don't really have any interest in setting anyone as a rival for ourselves just yet. I do think we need to spend our diplomat on something, so let's go and improve relations with Muscovy. That's another one that would be like as long as Novgorod is between us and Muscovy, I have no problem being the bestest of buds with Muscovy. As soon as Muscovy starts taking out Novgorod, that's the point when we are royally screwed. Should that ever happen. Of course. Okay, that's 5 dudes. Let's fully fund our armies and group them up in Livland, and then give them our dude boss man as a leader, and yeah, see if we can't go hopefully stomp out these Waldensian heretics. I'm going to wait till I have max possible morale. Non-enforcement of ordinances. Monarchs are ruled by issuing ordinances, but they were almost powerless to enforce them, and enforcement depended on local powers, nobles, city governments. That would not always be as vigilant as monarchs would have desired. Sick amounts of revolt risk in Semigalia, or lose admin points. Honestly, I can't afford to bump up the revolt risk just when it's starting to go down. I mean, right now I have only 0.9% in 2 provinces. I don't really want to bump that up to 12% in the Semigalia, which could result in like a stack of 10 units that would be impossible for me to take out. So I'd have to just wait and see what their demands are, and then accede to them. Okay, let's slow this down because it's the first proper fight we're having. Here you can see the battle lines. This is the width that we have. These can be opened by taking up the military tech. This would be the back row. If we had any cannons, they could shoot from the back row. And here we can see which units each of these units can affect. So we are right now attacking with superior numbers, so we can flank. And this is the fire phase, which means that nothing is really happening, or we don't get any bonuses because our units don't really have any specific firing skills. Here we can see our discipline compared to their discipline, our morale compared to their morale. Their morale is actually greater than ours. Holy hell. Yeah, because of war exhaustion, otherwise we'd have just a tiniest smidge more morale. Here we can see numbers, and this is the random dice roll that for this particular phase of the battle determines who is winning and who is losing. Our leader has 1 point of fire. Yeah, we are losing on the leader side. Relative modifier from shock value of commanding leaders. Yeah, so in shock phase we will always be taking a 3-point hit to our face. You know, this can easily go horribly wrong, because each time this shock phase hits we are going to be horribly outclassed, and at any time the dice rolls come unfavorably towards us, we can be in a bad place. But yes, we got rid of their morale, and they just went away, vanished into thin air. Fan-freaking-tastic. Well, let's go to Kurland.